Another really highly talented team that unfortunately, probably for us, are coming off a weekend where they got swept at home, and they're kind of backs are to the wall when it comes to the NCAA tournament field. Without any more wins, they might be in a position where they have to win the tournament to advance. So certainly we're going to get a real motivated team in here. Obviously a tremendous program. I've always felt Grace Zumwalk was one of the best players in the country, and she just continues to produce, just a big time player. But they're just loaded. They're real deep again. They've got a lot of speed, some really talented defensemen, a goalie that we're pretty familiar with. So yeah, it'll be a tremendous challenge for us. Yeah, we talked going on the pre-games, Kelly. It's certainly a credit to our players for their courage and their commitment to each other. But like we said, it's not really a stat you want to be necessarily leading the country in, blocking shots, and certainly plays a big part every weekend. Wisconsin's a team that they like to possess the puck. They got a lot of talent, and that was one of the unique things on the weekend. It wasn't, we've been there before, Kelly, where they've had 50, 60. Aaron Dieters had 60 saves one time we're there, and so it wasn't like that in terms where they locked us in and just were throwing pucks at the net left and right. But when they did, obviously, I thought our penalty kill was really, really good, obviously, on Saturday. And that's where your shot blocking really comes, kind of stands out, because certainly your goalie has to be your best penalty killer, but all of our killers did a tremendous job when it comes to blocking shots. And again, it's just a credit to all the players that they're willing to do that for each other. We've definitely seen growth in all of our younger players, just in terms of just the every day in practice. That's kind of a whole new part of the game at this level for any player. Just the intensity of practices and how every day it's so important that you attack every drill and try to be the best you can. And certainly we've seen that throughout. I think one of the things I'm really encouraged about is just the attitudes and the culture that's been here. That hasn't changed, even in the face of obviously a real difficult season in terms of our one-loss record. The group's really stayed together, and it's the little things that you look at. And Annika Stoskov got her first opportunity to play in a game against Wisconsin, and she went out there and took a face-off and won it. And the way the bench reacted, you would have thought we scored a goal. I mean, that's just the love they have for each other. And her teammates recognize what this meant to her, and she went out there and won a draw, and just their response. And that's that's as a coach, you can't ask for anything more than that in terms of just a team that's together and love each other and play for each other. So, but yeah, we've seen growth individually. I thought Kate Boland had one of her best games of her career on Friday, again, in a really daunting place against an outstanding team. I think she really stepped and took a step, had a tremendous game. And we just talked about that, having that confidence every time out to play that way. So it's little things like that. Interesting thing about both games is we're right there, and it's just like on Saturday, it's a 1-0 game. Then all of a sudden we're in the penalty box. It was like 11 minutes after 2 periods where we were killing penalties, and that just takes a toll. I mean, your penalty killers themselves are certainly getting. I don't want to say worn out, because I don't know if Claire DeGeorge ever gets worn out. She just keeps on going, but certainly other players don't get in the game quite as much. So we had to deal with that. And, you're right there. We get a 2-on-1, and if we score, it's a tie game. And, in the 3-on-3, we get a 2-on-1 where we make a pass. We don't handle it. We don't make a play. They go down and score. Just little things like that against really good teams like Wisconsin kind of stand out. Our margin of error is so slim that when we get those chances, we really need to capitalize on it. So, but again, the group's been great. They continue to work hard. We had a tremendous practice yesterday, and I know we're all really looking forward to playing Minnesota this weekend. Certainly know their skill level coming in, Austin, and having played them as much as we have. Certainly, we have the advantage of watching video too. There's certainly the similarities in terms of how they like to play. And I think the biggest thing is our players get up for it. They know the challenge. They know how good these teams are, and great way to measure ourselves against them. And not having the opportunity to play in the playoffs. We talk about these games as being our opportunity to play these teams and just to go out there and compete as hard as we can and see what happens. So, and again, against teams like that, just really, the things we stress all the time really bear out. Like puck management is so important. And, it stood out again this weekend against Wisconsin. If you turn the puck over in those high danger areas, you're just asking for trouble, because they don't seem to miss out on opportunities. And when they get a chance, they make a play, they make it. So that's going to be the same way this weekend. We know we're going to have to manage the puck well. I think one of our biggest challenges is trying to create more ozone time. And again, we've talked about it. I think it's going to start with our forecheck, and then once we get it, we got to be really good with it, really quick with it, move it, try to get all 5 people involved, because it sounds simple, but the more we can play in their zone, the less time they're going to have in our zone. And against high-powered, high offense of teams like that, that's really, really important. Every now and then I'll just catch snippets. They'll make comments, they'll see video, and they just don't talk about it. They can't wait to get the opportunity to shoot. But it's who knows? They're like I said, they're in a situation where they need wins, and Michaela Paul's actually been playing really, really well for them, and has played at least once in the last 3 weeks, and has probably put up better stats. So it'll be interesting to see who we see. I'm sure Lauren absolutely wants to be in the net, and I know our group would love to see her in the net. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, they're looking forward to the opportunity to shoot at her.
I think our team is all pretty excited. I mean, it'd be pretty awesome to put a few in there. But she was one of my best friends here, and I know that she's had a pretty good season over there, and it's not going to be easy. She's a great goalie, but overall, the excitement is awesome, and I think it'd be pretty cool to get a win against her. Really, I mean, it was a whole last year situation too. It's a whole new year. I mean, we have Kerrigan's in net now. I mean, she made her decision to go to the Gophers, which obviously we all supported her doing that. And once the game plays, if it's just another game of hockey game, and we got to play like it's just any other goalie in the net, and can't really think about that kind of situation. For sure, that's 100% it. It is. I know last weekend was a tough one for us. I mean, it's not fun going out there and losing 0-7. That's definitely not what the aspect of fun is. But I think, my dad always used to say, the number one thing is when you're going on the ice is you have to work hard. If you are working hard, then you can show up, and then you can have the fun after that. But I think that going into this weekend is, in these last 4 games especially, you just got to make sure that I'm not going to go out giving nothing. I'm going to go out there and give everything I have for these last 4 games that I could ever play in my college career or in my hockey career. And yeah, I'm going to have fun with that, but I don't want to regret any shifts I had or any plays that I didn't make or something like that.